Not only was this victory for the Las Vegas Raiders over the Seattle Seahawks electrifying with over 70 points scored, but it was also very weird as the Seahawks took their 12th man slogan very literally as another player ran on the field to help block during the Seahawks interception at the beginning of the game. In the first pick, Derek Carr threw this interception, but you see right here at the bottom of the screen, you have a player right here, Taylor, who's going to go ahead and then run onto the field as they return the football. There you see Taylor right there, and he's going to go in and start blocking, actually. Literally had 12 men on the field, and Josh McDaniels responded to this in the press conference.
Does the league talk to you guys and say, hey, sorry, we missed that? Or how does that kind of work?
We're the Raiders. Yes, I saw the play. No, I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah, they missed the call.
You guys find out about it? Game or?
Oh yeah, I saw it right when it happened. You know, I think all of our offensive players came over and said the same thing. Like 52 wasn't even on the field.
We're the Raiders moment though. Was that it?
I've had multiple of those. I've had multiple. I'm aware of the last 20 years.
Yeah, and it's really crazy that no flag was thrown. Had they thrown a penalty, they would not have had that great field position and would have been backed up and probably wouldn't have had that touchdown lead. But the Raiders were still able to persevere throughout this game, joining just one other team since 1990 to have 275 passing yards and 275 rushing yards in the game. And you got Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs embracing each other. It's crazy to think that it's already been some time and that these guys have been playing with each other for almost 4 years at this point. And then one of the newest Raiders, Davante Adams, had to make a little cameo in Josh Jacobs' post-game press conference, doing this little symbol meaning pay this man. Hey, watch out, Davante Adams. We can't mess up our cap space too much. We're already paying you like $28 million. But it is true that both of these guys have really led a dynamic offense and have been the stars of the team thus far on that side of the football. Harvester Sports is letting us know that the Raiders offense is 10th in scoring in the NFL, 10th in yards. So a top 10 offense right there, 7th in yards per game and 1st in giveaways. And that's crazy because the first game, Derek Carr threw like 3 interceptions against the LA Chargers. And I thought the Raiders giveaway stat was going to be much worse than that. But 1st in giveaways, they've cleaned up the turnovers towards the second quarter of this season so far. And a big point here is that this is without Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. Keep in mind, these guys are stashed on IR. That means they had to miss at least 4 games. Looks like they'll be eligible to return against the New England Patriots next week. But this week, the Raiders are going to face the LA Chargers, and they're going to have to do that without Waller and Renfrow. But it does seem like Nate Hobbs, who was going to return this week but then battled an illness, will be able to play against the LA Chargers this week, and will definitely need his help because the Raiders are really struggling at the cornerback position outside of Rock Ya-Sin and Amik Robertson. Skip Bayless commented on the Raiders' victory last night and saying maybe there's still hope as the Raiders sit with the 4-7 record right now. They're going to go play the LA Chargers, who are currently 6-5. But if the Raiders defeat the Chargers, and that makes the Chargers 6-6, it makes the Raiders 5-7. You're only 1 game behind them, and you can really battle your way to a wild card spot, especially if you win out. If the Raiders win these next 6 games, they'll have a 10-7 record and have over 90% chance to make the playoffs. And like we mentioned before, Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs, they're having historic years right now with the Raiders. If they keep this up, the sky really is the limit. You got Davante Adams celebrating on the plane, having this Josh Jacobs little name plaque right here advertising JJ. And it's great seeing him keep his cool. Even after last week, you had that bogus helmet to helmet in which Davante Adams was eventually fined for criticizing the official. He said he had abusive language towards the referee when he yelled at that referee for missing this obvious helmet to helmet call. Justin Simmons of the Broncos, who delivered that helmet to helmet, was fined 15 grand, but Davante Adams is fined double that, 29 grand, for yelling at that official for missing that clear and obvious call. So now you have a 12th man running on the field, referees missing that, and then you also have the refs fining us for them missing helmet to helmet calls. So there's still some BS going on against the Raiders with officiating, but the Raiders are still able to stack wins these last 2 weeks. And look, it's not going to be an easy road for the Raiders at all. Playing the Chargers, they're coming off a big victory. They have Keenan Allen back, still without Joey Bosa though, so they're going to have some trouble there in terms of their pass rush. But Jerry Tillery is now on our team, and maybe he'll have some intel that he can give us about the Chargers. And keep in mind, Carr threw 3 boneheaded picks in that first game against the Chargers, and he admitted it was on him and he messed that up. But the Raiders were still in that game, even with those interceptions. So imagine what that would have looked at if they would have played more turnover free. And keep in mind, the Seattle Seahawks whooped on the LA Chargers this year. So if the Raiders could beat the Seahawks, they could definitely take care of the Chargers this Sunday. Check me out live during the game, every single game live on this channel. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified when I make a new video. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.